Hey, good morning everybody, and welcome to ITHive.org's live tech show for Saturday, December 29th. I hope everybody's having a good Christmas holiday. This is episode 65, and just so that everyone knows right off the bat, really the intent here is if you guys have questions or things you want to know about in this session, I do this for about 15 minutes. You can post them live, right? And we can maybe start a discussion on that. Totally okay with that. So feel free to do that. More than welcome. And today, what I wanted to talk about, because it's just after Christmas, is smart devices and the issues around that as far as security goes. Now, the problem with security, and this will always be a problem, and also with smart devices and other technology. In order for companies to sell these things, they have to be easy to use. Now, easy to use and good security conflict with each other. And unfortunately what happens here is that the manufacturers and the salespeople and the marketing people have more of a say here on what goes on, because if you don't sell a product, right, then it doesn't you don't have business, right? So you have to make it super easy to use. And that's where the big issue comes in. You buy this smart device, whether it's a smart speaker or webcam or thermostat control for your house that's connected to the internet, all those things, and you just plug it in and it works, right? Well, you need to take things a little further. Unfortunately, what happens for a lot of people is they plug it in and it works, and it's like, oh, okay, I'm done, right? And they don't look any further because they've got it working. They don't look any further to security and what they have to do to secure that device and protect it. And very often, when you go down that road with some of these things, it's very complicated, and you've got to have sort of an understanding of technology to do these things right. Now, maybe one day in the future we'll get better at this, but this is the reality of today. And so that's why you have issues with people buying all these internet-connected devices and then having problems, right? Because they haven't been properly secured or properly set up. So, and that's my word of warning here with that, right? That, so any of these things you've got in Christmas and whatnot, do some research on it. Look up the product. Look for vulnerabilities, look for issues that people are having, recommendations. Just do a little bit of research, right? And you don't want to find out after the fact that something's gone wrong, right? Protect yourself, right? And limit what these things can do. If you have no intent of buying things with your smart speaker, then turn that off, right? If you turn it off, it can't happen, right? And so there you protect yourself, right? There's no sense having features open and working if you're never going to use them, right? So look at that. Spend the time to do it. It's so important, to look after these things. And if of course, I'm going to say this, right? If you don't have the time or the skill, or you don't understand what you're reading or whatnot, get professional help, right? And of course we can help you, right? Of course, right? So that's what we do, right? We we essentially, this is what we always do, right? We help our clients navigate the pitfalls of technology, and lack of security in smart devices is a pitfall of technology. And so you have to look at that, and there's so many different products and manufacturers out there. Going into details now on how to do that, not going to work. Our service is really customized to the client and what they have, what they're thinking of getting, what their needs are. And so I can only speak right now in this session to generalities, right? And all I can say is that if you have a product that's connected to the internet, do your research and your homework and make sure that you secure that properly and don't expose yourself to undue risks, right? I got a comment from somebody that here in Canada, the CBC, which is a news station, did a whole thing on smart speakers. And I think Marketplace, which is also on the CBC, did a thing on the internet of the internet connected devices and stuff. So there's lots of information out there, right? Do your research, okay? Well worth the time. You won't regret it. And while we're on the subject of security and stuff, one thing that I always advise my clients to do, and I've mentioned this on this show before, is that you should hold on, having camera issues. Downside of doing this in the cold, right? Everything gets cold. Anyway, one thing you should do, right, is when it comes to your bank, credit cards, all that stuff, right? I have set up email notifications. Again, I've mentioned this before in the show, but you need to know what's going on in your world, in your financial world, and you need to be on top of that. Everyone today should be on top of that. That is your best form of security, knowing what's happening. Because if something's going on and you question it and you don't make sense, right, the sooner you deal with it, the better, and the more cooperative your financial institution will be to help you. Okay, so set that up. If you don't know how to do it, talk to your bank on how to do that, or your credit card company on how you can protect yourself. That's another way to ensure that, because you know, most of the time that's what these guys are after, money, right? So protect yours. Okay, so that's the other step there. So just on another thing, as far as the business goes, in ITHive.org, I've rolled out in the process of rolling out, I've always had for my clients the ability to contact me in emergency circumstances, so very short notice. I've made that better now. And unfortunately, you guys out there, if you're not a client, this won't apply to you. You have to be a client for this to be effective and for me to work with this. So for our clients, you will now be able to book appointments literally within a minute before. So if you need me immediately, you can book immediately. Now, the only caveat I have with that is that you must contact us directly and get verbal confirmation, okay? Just because of the nature of that. I'm always with my phone and on top of things, but you know, life happens and sometimes I might miss a notification. So please, you have the ability to book emergency appointments, but talk to me and confirm that you have that. And I've opened this up now for, I think we're looking at 8 in the morning till 9 at night, 7 days a week, right? Okay. And what that means for me right now, because I'm the primary support person in ITHive.org, is that you can book this any time. So that means I have to have technology with me wherever I go, and I will. Okay. And I got a question here: how easy is it to become a client? Well, you know what? Last episode talked about this, and it's extremely easy. Shoot me an email, right? Send me what your needs are. There's contact links on our website, Facebook, Messenger, however you want to get a hold of us. There's so many different ways. And engage, ask questions, right? I'll send you information so that you can look at it and read and find out. Hopefully one day I have a video that kind of introduces the business, right? So you can learn about that. But essentially, I'll send you some software. You install it on your devices. Your devices will report in. I'll have all kinds of technical information so that I can help you better, right? And then we go from there, right? And really, you know, the benefit and the nice thing for my clients, and I hear this all the time, is that they don't have to worry about stuff, right? They've got a tech in their back pocket, and they can just use their technology and you know, run their business, or you know, do the things they do personally if they're a residential client, and not have to worry, because they have somebody doing that worrying for them and advising them and helping them and guiding them, right? And within the realities of their own needs, right? We don't do a one-size-fits-all for every client. Our service is really about customizing and fitting into the client's world and guiding them through where they are today and where they want to go, right? Simple as that. So, in short, to answer that question, it's easy. So, anyway, you know, I hope that everybody's enjoying the holidays. You know, this will be the last episode of this year. You know, we've done 65. You know, another 52 coming next year. And, you know, it's been fun. I hope to get in the new year a little bit more pickup on this channel, and we'll work on that. Again, like always, if you have suggestions, comments, questions, even if you're not watching the live version of this, if you have a question or a comment on something that I've said, please do that, right? Post it, right? You know, I'm a human being. I do these shows really live, off the cuff. I have generally an idea of what I'm going to talk about beforehand. But I never ever wanted this to be too scripted. I wanted it to be live and very fluent, and you know, just help any random person out there that just happened to be, you know, up and about at 10 o'clock on a Saturday morning, Eastern time in Canada. Well, around the world really, but you know, different time for everybody. But you know, and just do that, right? And that was the intent, right? And of course, you know, because I run a business, right? Maybe that process would add some customers. So, you know, but we'll keep working on that. And again, any suggestions, we're open to that, right? So, you know, just my to give you a background on making it easier for emergency support. This was born from one of my clients that always, well, not always, but very, very often runs into trouble and gets frustrated very easily and needs something right away. And I never really had an easy way for that to happen. Well, now that's changed. Now she can click on a link and book an appointment in very short order, and then I can be there and help, and then that way she can get that immediate help, right? Again, you have to be an existing client to get this service. So, okay, that's it for this episode. I'm a little under the weather today, so you know, I don't want to stand out here in the cold too long. So I'll get better, don't worry. I'm a tough cookie. So anyway, Happy New Year for everyone, because the next show will be in 2019. And yeah, so everybody be safe, play nicely, don't party too much, right? And you know, work on improvement in all fronts, okay? That's what this time of year is about, reflection of the past, and a look forward into the future, where we're going and what we can improve on and make better. Okay, so Happy New Year, everyone, and hope everyone's having a good time. We will talk to you all next year. All right, see ya. Bye. Have a good one.